Okay guys, let's put a toilet system together. Now this system's actually a really good system because the joining clamp bolts that join the system to the pan have nuts and bolts that actually bolt to the system first, rather than having to try and hold the bolts in while you put it to the toilet, to the pan, and join them together. So this system is much better. So you have a bolt, a rubber washer that goes through the system, then you have another rubber washer and a metal washer, then a nut that will tighten up and create the seal on your system. So we're just doing the last one now. Now the only reason I'm doing this, guys, is purely because I had a couple of toilets leak on me, not after I finished the job, but while I was doing the job. So I used to hate using silicone. I didn't think it was the right thing to do, but now I do it anyway as a matter of course now, just to cover the bases, just to make sure it seals first time and is never going to leak. So once you've got your nut and bolt through, give them a little tighten up with your spanner. I do apologise if you can hear that panting in the background. That is my dog. He's just got back from a walk. Don't over tighten these, guys. You've only got to compress the rubbers. And then once you've done that, we're going to move on to the siphon. Again, a little bit of silicone around it just to help it seal. Now when you do these siphons, guys, make sure they're central to the system and they're not touching the sides, because that can impact how they operate, and the flush buttons may not line up properly. So I'm just going to hold it in place, spin the bolt on, spin the nut on, and then once I've got it nipped up, I will then check the siphon's position. And then once I'm happy, I will give it another nip, and then that will create the seal. And there we go. Now we're going to put the inlet in. So we're now getting a bit of silicone. Our inlet float valve, whatever you want to call it. And stick that in. Don't over tighten these, guys, because they are plastic threads, and if you over tighten them, you will strip the threads. So please be careful when you're doing this, guys. So again, we're just going to give this a little nip. Again, we've got to double check that it isn't touching the sides, because that can affect the float, which means your toilet could then overflow. And once you're happy, put your donut on and place it on the pan. And then once you've got it on the pan, you get your plastic washer, your metal washer, and your wing nut. So that's my wife just going outside and setting off the Ring doorbell. And what I do, guys, when I'm doing these bolts up or these ring nuts up, I lean on that side of it, give it a tighten up so that it will compress the donut. And then we do the same on the other side. Don't know what it is about my household, but they cannot keep bloody quiet while their dads or their fathers doing their bloody voiceovers. So they have to go in and out the bleeding front door, and they have to walk around and make a lot of noise. So again, making sure you compress that donut, and when you're done, happy days, like, share, follow, and subscribe to the other YouTube channel. Cheers, guys.